We are broadcasting live from the Eisner Amper West Coast Real Estate Summit in San Francisco. And out here at SF, it is all about AI. Everybody is into it. It has revitalized this city post-pandemic, which is a beautiful thing because I'm a huge fan of San Francisco. Right now, we're going to check in with Tarun Raisoni, CEO at Gruve AI. My notes tell me that Gruve is an enterprise AI services platform that helps businesses move from AI experimentation, which is where I am, to full-scale deployment. Tarun, thanks so much for joining us here. How do you get your clients, the companies you deal with, from experimenting with AI to really deploying it fully in their business? What do you do there?
Thank you so much for having me here. So we help companies understand how AI adoption can be improved in their environment, thinking about security, data, and the underlying governance and infrastructure that they need to securely adopt AI in their environment. And to adopt AI within the enterprise, security, privacy, trust, and governance are very important parameters before you get into AI adoption.
So at this conference, the Eisner Amper's West Coast Real Estate Summit, where there's a lot of folks in commercial real estate, they're investors or they're principals. What is your message? What is the message of an AI company to these folks in the real estate industry?
Yeah, as you know, AI requires a lot of infrastructure. The underlying infrastructure is energy, data centers, a lot of compute. And the compute requirements are 10, 100, 1000x bigger. So real estate group is a very important part of this build out. And the message here is very simple. There is going to be a lot of demand and needs for these AI inference data centers that are going to grow in the next 3 to 5 years. And it is going to require us to build inference clusters at the edge. The last mile and the edge has always been very important. So the real estate group plays a very big role in that last mile and edge.
So when you work with your clients, are you talking to like the chief technical officer? Are you talking to the CEO? Are you talking to the board? I mean, my question is, are companies just broadly defined here, how much are they really into AI? What level are they trying to really grasp it and attack it?
Yeah, this is a great question. So at the board level, every board is talking about AI right now. That's their biggest focus. And AI is compounding. So the sooner you start, the more compounding benefits you derive out of AI. At the C level, every CEO's first concern is this something I can trust? Is this going to help me keep my enterprise secure? Is this going to help me take it forward? At the CTO, CIO, CISO level, the concerns are more around how do we make sure like our business lines, our service groups can adopt this very efficiently.
And it's going to be at varying rates of adoption for different companies, depending on how management feels about it, how committed the staff is as well. But in the physical build out of AI, the data centers, the infrastructure, we're in California right now, but that's not necessarily where the data centers are being built, right? I mean, it's being clustered across the country.
Yeah. So all of the AI data centers that have been built in the last 3 to 5 years were purely focused on energy efficiency. Where could they find the lowest cost of energy? And how could they build a massive training cluster?
So that's not California.
Definitely not California, But as we go from training to inferencing, where everybody starts adopting and using more AI, that is going to require us to build these clusters very close to tier 1, tier 2 cities, because that is where the users are. And that is where the consumption of AI is going to occur.
You've mentioned security a couple times here. I can't even imagine the security risks of AI. I mean, it's bad enough to have somebody's account hacked, but if you're going to have some of these AI agents taking over the world here, I'm thinking Arnold Schwarzenegger type stuff here. It could get bad out there. How do you think about, what are the security conversations you're having with your clients?
Well, the first conversation I have with my clients is, are you using AI to make your security better? And that I think is the more important part.
Are they?
Majority of them are not. And that's what we do first, is we use AI to actually make your security better. And then we use security in everything you do with AI. So when you start doing that, you automatically improve the trust factor within every enterprise.
If you had to give one piece of advice to the folks attending this conference, investors, developers who are trying to understand how AI fits into what they've built up, what they have been working on, what would it be?
I think the first one would be AI is only going to grow from here, and it is very real. And every enterprise is going to adopt AI at a much more faster pace than they did with the internet, than they did with the mobile, than they did with the cloud. We're at a very starting stage of this. So the infrastructure required to build this AI is going to be a massive investment. Think of it like the electrical infrastructure we built in the last 100 plus years in the world, the transport infrastructure we built in the last 100 years in the world. AI should be thought of the same way in terms of the infrastructure build out.
Tarun, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Tarun Raisoni, CEO of Gruve AI.